Good morning. I'm higher vibrations and so are you. And welcome to your awakening. Ascension symptoms are skyrocketing right now. People are experiencing the most bizarre and unexplained symptoms. These symptoms are so vast and plentiful that there's no way that I could feel confident covering all of them in one video. So please take the time to look back on some of the previous videos that I have recorded over the past few months. I've done one about every week. So I've been experiencing some intensified symptoms the past few days, and the best way I was describing it to people is it felt like mild poisoning. Just really profound exhaustion, fatigue, just needing tons and tons and tons of water. Like, I've already been water girl for a while, right? But I felt like I still do feel like I'm drinking so much more than I did before. And requiring so much more sleep on top of it. Just not just fatigue, but just profound exhaustion, and then not sleeping at night. There's some really crazy things that are occurring for all of us once we go into the dream state, and that's known as, an astral space, a place. It's been known for many, many, many different cultures and forever that things occur in that place. Spiritual things that can't happen in a third dimensional frequency space. And so when we go there, we're doing a lot of work as we all ascend toward a higher dimensional frequency space. Right now, our intensified symptoms are spiking again because of some solar flares that are coming in. And that's an example or explanation I just got from another YouTuber. I don't know if that's accurate or not, but I got to tell you, every time that there's a solar flare, I feel it. And I'm sure a lot of you do as well. That was the beginning of this ascension symptom tracking thing for me, was comparing how I was feeling and comparing it to the report about the solar flares. They would happen simultaneously. There would be a solar flare, and I would have the ear ringing, and I would have the dizziness, and there would be a series of different symptoms that I would experience. And that was my first validation. The other one was the Schumann resonance. When the Schumann resonance spikes, that's like the energy love frequency of the planet spiking. And whatever it is that they're doing with the tracking or understanding or whatever, the Schumann's been unreliable lately. However, I can still tell when there's a spike in the planet. That energy frequency is felt by all of us. We are conduits. We are spiritual antennas of light. And as such, when these things occur, we feel them more drastically. These solar flares come to help us. They increase the intensity. They do. It's true. And while those things are occurring, if we can take that time, so tomorrow, today and tomorrow, we're going to have this big solar flare, right? And we're already feeling it leading up to it. And there's going to be some stuff that we can do to help ourselves, and that's to consider your diet. I know for me, I have had an extreme loss of appetite. And I think that, when it comes to body stuff, I just go with it. My body's telling me to do something for a reason, so why not? I don't feel like eating. Don't. I feel like drinking a lot of water. Okay, then maybe that's something I should do. If I do feel like eating, maybe I should focus more on live food, like fresh fruits and vegetables. Just for now at the very least, staying away from heavy foods, meats in particular, things that have been canned in aluminum or metal cans, to kind of clear our bodies in order to accept these new frequencies that are coming in with the solar flares that we're going to experience. And it's going to be pretty interesting. There's going to be a lot of ear ringing, more than you're used to. Dizziness, intense dizziness. Just, I'm finding myself doing some spring cleaning kind of stuff, like nesting almost. It's kind of interesting to watch that behavior just happen with me. And I am not pregnant, okay? So, I'm also having this weird heightened sense of smell. And I gotta be honest, everything stinks. It's disgusting. Everything smells so bad. It's so bizarre and unpleasant, really. I'm not the only one. My family has also reported the same thing, and thinking individuals think. And I started wondering if I was just 3D or you're smelling bad these days or something like that. But along with the appetite loss, when I have eaten, it's not stuck around, so we're having and not just through, frequent bathroom trips, but also weeping of extreme sweating, hot, cold flashes occurring, weird headaches that are occurring with the hot, cold flashes, weird sweating, also zits and acne that is kind of bizarre perhaps for your age group or something, but it's just all these toxins making their way out of our physical vessel, preparing us for these codes as they come in, not just today and tomorrow, but over the next several, whatever. It feels like we're going to get these for a while. And as these come in, we're going to start to have certain things turned on for us. Certain abilities or understandings are going to start to shine through and come in a little stronger for you. And as they come in, the message I keep getting is patience. With everything, it's been patience. But this one, the patience required is to allow yourself to understand this new skill. Don't get ahead of yourself. Each thing is going to come in the order that is needed. You already know how to use all these skills and tools. You got this. You came in being a master of this. We just need to remember. And so right now, the message is that we are getting these, mostly the upgrades are upgrades in our DNA. In the junk DNA, quote unquote. In that space, they showed me there's trillions and trillions of crystals hidden in our junk DNA that are full of these memories. And so as these codes come in, as this light shines through to us, it's going to ignite, turn on these crystals and allow us to understand things at a higher level. And so as these things come in, please just take your time and be patient. The next new thing will come through and you'll get to do something different next as it comes. But focus on what you have in front of you first. Some other things that we've been experiencing is the feeling of the collective. And it's not that we don't want to assist the collective and to pull completely away from them. But as their anxiety and excitement and nervousness increases, it can be disruptive for me and my focus and I don't know. And so I tend to shield, to use energetic shielding to kind of it's like basically an imaginary, quote unquote, force field around myself. And as I do that in a place of meditation, it's a real spiritual force field that protects me. And I can make it where it lets in some of this experience and maybe not all of it if it's overwhelming. Because there's a lot of people in the collective right now who are getting rude awakenings. And it's not as easy for them. So just be patient with them as well. They're just waking up after a long slumber. It's got to be hard. So for yourself and experiencing this anxiety, know it's not yours and just release it. The heart palpitations are separate from this anxiety experience. As our heart beats faster and faster in moments, sometimes it can be quite concerning. But in my case, and in many other cases that I've spoken to, that's been another DNA upgrade that we're experiencing. Every time that I've had that, I have noticed things have changed for me after. And speaking of, the newest one that I've been experiencing has been vision related. We already had this thing for a while where the eye was twitching for a long time, then the other. That was very annoying. And then the vision started to get blurry, like, not like your vision itself, but there was like a goo in your eye that just kind of made it blurry. And that started happening again recently, but I'm noticing another part of it. And that is just, when the power flickers out just for a moment and the lights go out just for a moment, and you have a hard time accepting or knowing for sure whether or not the lights did go out. Well, it's the same kind of idea with my vision, except when they flicker out, it flickers on somewhere else. I'm seeing other things. I'm being shown other things. And, before I've never been able to tell between my spiritual eyes, right, and my physical eyes. And it just kind of integrate themselves in some way. And that's been interesting, watching it happen in a separate, isolated way. The synchronicities are something that I always forget to mention, so that's why I wrote it down, because it's so common and normal for me now. Like series of numbers where you're seeing multiples, 2222, or you're seeing 1111, or you're seeing, 1234. It's everywhere. Everywhere. And, you can look up what those numbers mean and the angel numbers, and find some kind of other meaning to it. But what is particular about that is it has more to do with what you're thinking at that moment that you see that message. Those angel numbers, those messages from your higher self are just to keep you in alignment from where you are. Most of the time it's saying good job, and get ready for something else awesome. We are in a time of great celebration, and there's a new gift every day to open. Some of these gifts seem like they're wrapped in garbage paper, and they're covered in coffee grounds and gross nastiness. And it doesn't look very pretty. To look at it, it's like, no, I think I'll have someone else's gift, thanks. But after I get through that nasty paper, and I start to see the gift inside, the thing that I am being given as a result of getting through that nasty paper, it's amazing. I would never trade it back in for the world. These are more than gifts. It's just getting through the paper. And we're doing this together. If reach out, comment on other people's comments, send me an email. We all have low moments, and that's okay. But that's no reason to stop and to find yourself believing that part of your brain or mind or whatever that's telling you that you're isolated and alone, because you're not. A lot of us are out here, and having gone through the same things that you're going through now. We are here to support one another. We came here together. Don't give up. Thank you for your service. And drink as much water as you can. Please try to go into nature, or at least stand in some kind of soil or dirt or grass with bare feet for at least 5 minutes a day. If you can, bring dirt into the house. Play with it with your hands if you don't want to get your feet in it. But that will help you in grounding if you can't get into nature. And don't forget the water. Aho blessings.